sat upon his cloud kingdom when he felt something tell him that there were others in need. Someone needs help, huh? I have not been down to the lands for a while. Let's go see. Hopefully everything isn't too bad, he thought. Ani, Bosch, and Minawii were on a journey to speak to the great wardens when they arrived at the swamp. Ani asked Bosch, "May I ask you, who are the other wardens, and what parts do they play?" Bosch pondered, and then he answered Ani, saying, "One is named Verdant. They help keep the ecosystem running and are a friend to all creatures, but I heard they could be very busy trying to home the creatures to swamp, since their homes were burnt by Sar. Then there is Ardor. They make sure the population grows, but not too much. They are less friendly with the other creatures, and could say that the Ardor is just the opposite of the Verdant. Word has been said that Ardor is mad at Verdant and are arguing why the Redwoods creatures have to move to the swamp, since it's where the Ardor lives. Boreal controls the weather, especially winter. They are calm and are the most intelligent one out of all of us, so we usually go to them to solve some issues we can't solve ourselves. They are friendly to creatures. There is another one that isn't fully a warden, but they rule something in Sonaria, so they might as well be one. Their name is Elirra. They control the water and sea, making sure the storms the Boreal creates doesn't cause floods or would harm any sea creatures from under the surface." "Very interesting. I feel bad for the creatures that have to move out. They didn't deserve it," Ani replied. "It's okay. I know we can restore everything back together once that Sar has been defeated." Ani asked with respect in her tone, "So which warden will we be visiting first?" "You mean wardens," Bosch corrected. When they arrived, they found Ardor and Verdant in a heated argument. "This is my home. These creatures will ruin the swamp region," Ardor argued. "There's no other place to put them. They won't stay for too long, and you're acting as if you own this whole place to yourself," Verdant refuted. "Yeah, because I live here, and I only allow those that I'm close with. Not to mention these little ones can be very easily crushed or eaten." Hellion interrupted the discussion with a jolly tone, trying to diffuse the argument. "Hey guys, long time no see. What's the problem?" Verdant, honestly happy to see her friend, replied, "Oh hey Hellion, how have you been?" Ardor rolled his eyes, irritated. Hellion replied, ignoring Ardor's terrible mood, "Good. Say, how about you guys take a break from this arguing and help me and my friends out a bit?" Ardor met Hellion's dismissive tone with the annoyed one, and said, "Listen, as much as we would love to help you out, this is a bit more important." Hellion knew exactly what Ardor wanted and knew exactly what would catch his attention. "This will help get these little creatures out of your swamp sooner." Ardor, with his interest piqued, asked, "So what's the issue?" Hellion replied, "So my friend Ani and I are looking for Aries. Have you seen them anywhere by any chance?" "Who's Ani?" Verdant stepped forward and asked. "She is here," Bosch said, motioning to his new friend. Cautiously, Ani stayed behind Hellion and stammered, "Hi." Ardor started at the sight of Ani and ran to hide behind Verdant. "What is that thing?" he yelled. Verdant was appalled at the question and said, "Well, that was rude. Anyway, hello. Nice to meet you, Ani. My name is Verdant. That scaredy cat behind me is Ardor." Ardor, embarrassed, rebutted, "I was not scared." Ani, still hiding, simply giggled at this. Verdant, also giggling a bit, asked, "Sure. So about Aries, I have not heard from them in a long time, and I do not have a clue where they could be." Ardor chimed in, "I heard Aries mostly goes to Boreal now and then." "Oh, right. You guys should go see him," Verdant agreed. "Where's Boreal at?" a curious Bosch asked. "He should be at Tundra. You know how he is with being isolated," Verdant reminded. Bosch felt silly that he had forgotten this little tidbit of information, but his tone turned to one of concern. True. Is there anything we can do to help you now, Verdant? Yes, you can be a deer and talk with Ardor with your Minawii friend to calm him down while I help gather some berries for the creatures here. Bosch found this to be a great distraction. Sure. Thank you, she replied. Annie, you will be helping me, and you can tell me about yourself. Okay, Annie answered, a bit wary. Meanwhile, at the volcano, Ares is arriving to see what the disruption is. Strange. Why are you taking me to the volcano, Third Eye? Looks like someone is there. I should probably check it out. They might be the person who needs help. He was surprised to see Sar. In a whisper, he asked himself, Who are they? I've never seen anything like them before. Since that stupid Annie won't have me take over our dimension, I might as well take over here. She is useless without her orbs to help her. Ha! At least some creatures notice I'm here. And this said, about an Ares will come if something bad happens. I will be waiting for that. Sounds like they have a lot of potential. Ares, filled with rage, flew down and shot stardust at Sar, hoping to land a fatal blow while he was disoriented. Ah! Well, looks like I didn't have to look for you at all, said Sar, excited. Irritated, Ares replied, You really think you can take over my place? Yes, I do. I think I can. You have made a mistake battling me alone. When Sar used his beam, Ares saw it as an opportunity to bite Sar's wing. He used his stardust and bit again. Ares, defeated, was thrown against a rock and injured. Ah! He exclaimed. Ha! You're weak for thinking you can stop me, Ares. You really should have done some research of how powerful I am. Ares, determined to fight, bit one more time and used the rest of his stardust. Ah! Sar said, injured. Knocking Ares to the ground, he prepared to use his laser beam once more. It looks like you're out of stardust. Ares, weak, asked Sar, Who are you? What are you going to do to this place? My name is Sar, and I have come from the world called Daimona. I am here to destroy and take the power of what is here. Ares replied, very weak, You little... Just then, Sar crushed his wing. Ah! Ares screamed in pain. Sar had one mission, and he needed information. So tell me, what other creatures have your type of power? Or you can suffer a slow and painful death by my beam, and no one will be protected anymore. Ares refused to tell him anything and remained silent. Meanwhile, Verdant and Annie returned from their quest. Thanks for your help, Annie. Annie replied, You're welcome, and I promise I will save your world. I know you will, said Verdant kindly, and if you need help, you can come to me any time. Annie simply smiled and returned to her friends. Hey, Annie, we should get going, said Bosch when he saw his friend return. She agreed. Let's go. Yay, off to the tundra, exclaimed a hopeful Minawii. As they got closer to the tundra, the temperature began to drop. It's really cold here, Annie said, shivering. Bosch replied matter-of-factly. Yep, Boreal likes the cold. How are you doing, Minawii? I'm doing fine. I have swummed in cold water before, so I'm used to it. It shouldn't take much longer now, Bosch assured his friends. As they arrived at the top of the tundra, they saw Boreal laying down. The Hellion moved closer and gave Boreal a little poke. Wake up, Boreal, he said. Oh, hello, Hellion. What brings you up here to the tundra? Bosch cautiously said, Hey, sorry for bothering you, but have you seen Aries around? I have not seen them in months, and something doesn't feel right, predicted the Boreal. Hellion tried to assure his friends by saying, I'm sure it's nothing, but are you sure you don't have a clue? Well, I did see a faint glow near VOLCANO. I suggest you should go check there, but why are you looking for them? The curious Boreal asked Hellion. My friend here, Ani, needs the Aries for its golden tears to make her orbs work to get back home. Ani walked up to the Boreal with reverence and bowed. Nice to meet you, sir, she said. Hello, child. I see what my old friend here means by back home. You are not from around here, right? Yes, I am not here to hurt anyone, though. I just want to get back home and for once defeat my enemy that came to your world by accident, answered Ani. I understand. You should probably continue with your journey now, the Boreal said to the alien creature. I will. Thank you for your help. Boreal nodded and dismissed the group, so began their journey to the volcano. Arriving at the volcano, Ani acknowledged, Well, that took a while. Hey, I get hungry on long trips. Don't blame me. Also, my feet are too short, replied an offended Minawii. I offered for you to get on my tail, but you didn't want to, said Bosch, shaking his head. Well, shh, Ani whispered. Stay down. I think someone is here. Ani spotted the Sar, gasped, and sat down so that he may not see her. She was not prepared for this outcome. Bosch was confused. What's wrong? Sar is here, explained Ani. He is awake doing something. We have to be very quiet. He has sharp hearing. Bosch had an idea. We have to try sneaking to the top of the ledge. I might be able to help using my tail to slip you both there. I'm way too big to not be heard. All right then, just be ready if he does attack. The Hellion put them one at a time on the ledge. Ani whispered, Thanks, Bosch. Good luck and be safe. Ani whispered to her little friend, Minawii. Yeah, Minawii replied. I must go see what the Sar is up to before we check to see that Aries. Isn't that a bit risky? Minawii asked, concerned. It is, but we have to. All right then, I hope you know what you're doing, Minawii said. Ani snuck first and saw a halo. Is that Aries? Minawii tried to look but slipped and made rocks fall. Ani jumped and pushed Minawii out of view, just in time. The Sar started and asked, What was that? He turned around and almost saw the frightened pair. Must have been some rat. Anyways, let's go. Sar hissed as he flew away. Ani ran her fastest to try to get on the Sar, but barely missed him. Dang it! We better go follow him. Looks like they're going to where we crashed there. Hellion, we need to head to the hot springs. What? Why? Asked Bosch, puzzled. We will explain on the way. We have to go there now, cried Minawii. All right, Bosch said, afraid to ask any more questions for the time being. They arrived at the crystal cave at the hot springs and saw Sar on the second platform, towered over something they couldn't see. The three-headed beast said, Once I find those wardens, I will use their power to create my own twisted world and be the most powerful creature in all the dimensions. Minawii and Bosch looked at Ani for guidance. Oh no, what do we do now, Ani? I will go up to him, but guys, please stay here. Ani walked up to the Sar and was about to speak when the beast turned around and said, Ha! What's so funny? Ani angrily asked. I know why you're here, so good luck trying to get those golden tears." Just then, Sar moved to reveal a weak Ares, and everyone gasped. Ares looked up and mouthed one word, "Sorry." Looking at the Hellion peeking his head over the ledge, Sar said, "This Ares told me about everything of all the rulers, and it looks like you've brought one to me." Ani ran up to Sar, only to be knocked down to the ground. "You are useless without your orbs," Sar said, as he prepared to use his beams on Ani. Bosch was so angry that his warden's rage activated as he ran to defend his new friend. "You will not hurt my friend!" Ani stood up as Hellion and Sar battled. "Hellion!" Minawii said as Ani held him back. "What a shame. You could have been very useful to me," said the Sar. I'd rather die than join you," Bosch said, fighting off the Sar's brainwashing. "Big mistake. You are just as pathetic as Ani." Ani let go of Minawii and ran up to kick the Sar's head, but missed. "Hey! Leave him alone!" she yelled. Sar scoffed. "All right then, I'll finish you off instead." Ani and the Sar battled, but the Sar was able to grab Ani's tail and slam her hard to the ground. Ani tried to get up, but she was unable. The Sar taunted, "You're a fool for thinking you can stop me." The Sar walked up to the Ani, ready to finish her with his beams. But Ares found his strength and jumped in front of the beam. Ani watched in complete shock. An eerie fog formed over the land as Ares' fur changed from an elegant white to black. When the Sar realized what he had done, a big grin spread across his face. Defeated, Ani asked herself, "What have I done?" "Ha! Look what you have done, you pathetic rodent. Now I'm in control of the most powerful creature in the dimension." The Sar laughed. Ani ran to the Ares, trying to snap him out of his trance, but Ares stood up, grabbed her, and threw her against a sharp rock. "Good work. Now let's bring the other rulers, shall we?" ordered the Sar. The Ares nodded and summoned a storm with its third eye, then let out a loud roar. Every warden in the land got mind-controlled by the Ares. They all roared and began to come to the Ares. Bosch tried to fight the corruption and yelled to his friend, "Oh no! Minawii, help!" Minawii tried to help him fight the corruption but failed. As the Hellion's eyes began to glow, he looked down at his friend, grabbed her, and threw her against the rocks. He then went over to and bowed to the Sar. While Hellion was bowing to Sar, Ani and Minawii were able to get up and tried to run to the crystal cave and were just barely missed by the Hellion. "Hold on. Don't waste your valuable energy on catching those two. They will come back eventually," the Sar told his new minions. Ani and Minawii ran to the redwoods as fast as their injured legs could take them, but Minawii fell over in too much pain and bleeding. "My friend is gone. What am I going to do now?" she asked as she lay there crying, frozen from fear and sadness.